Traveling to Northeast India is always a delight. It offers a mix of various sites, activities, and attraction. It all sounds great until you actually take to the location solo and you are pretty clueless as to how to go about it. For traveling solo, you need to keep a few things in mind while you travel to the location. So, here are some tips that will come in handy when you plan your solo trip and while you are traveling in the northeastern region of our country. Northeast India is a massive part of the country and thriving vacation zone. Whether you are heading to Darjeeling, Sikkim, or the Seven Sister States, Arunachal Pradesh, Assam, Meghalaya, Manipur, Mizoram, Nagaland, or Tripura, you should be well aware of the states. It is important that you research on these states well before you choose your destinations. To explore, you need to aware of the place thoroughly so that you know it suits your travel type and which destination would satiate your hunger for travel. For instance, if you are interested in visiting Kaziranga National Park in Assam, Lake of Mizoram, Tawang Monastery of Arunachal Pradesh, Tea Gardens of Darjeeling, Loktak Lake of Manipur, Hornbill Festival of Nagaland, Ujjayanti Palace of Tripura, you also need to check its suitable time and season to head to the states. You need to then proceed with a guide or get in touch with a travel agency to give you a guide and package. Research is the key to a good trip, whether you want to travel mainstream places or offbeat. That again depends on your choices and then you research accordingly. Northeast does not offer a wide option for transportation. Some states are active only until daylight and operate until the sun sets. You need good research on your commute choices, whether you would be taking a train, a bus, a cab, or any other mode of transportation. You need to check if prior bookings are needed, timings, train availability, etc. Check out the Third Eye Traveler website to get a detailed review and research on the transport options. Getting to places in time would be essential in the Northeast, especially if you are a woman traveling solo. So it's always better to be safe than sorry. For moving around some of the areas near the borders of China and other regions of the Northeast, Indians need to get Inner Line Permit (ILP) to get access and move around freely. You are allowed to enter these zones if you are entering the interstate border of Arunachal Pradesh, Mizoram, Nagaland, or Manipur with via the check gates. Each northeastern state in India has its own regional tongue, which you obviously may not know. They may frown upon that and reject to help you altogether, but there are some tricks to interact. A smile can go a long way. Greet the locals with a friendly smile and be polite while asking them for help. Use hand gestures, thank them enough, and be assertive in what you do. Don't overdo, avoid confusing them. Don't be stiff and arrogant. Don't lose hope as they will definitely help you out or interact with you. But the key is to be polite. Don't go for a few basic words of the language to seek help along the way during emergencies, as you might end up saying the wrong things and mixing it up. Not all information is available about the northeastern states on the internet. You will need first hand knowledge in the case, and there's no one better than the locals to help you out here. They will guide you through if you get stuck. Follow signboards and directions, but also interact with the locals. They can be very helpful and cautious if asked in the right way. Even if you need travel tips, sightseeing advice, or food recommendations, so to say, ask them as they are way more knowledgeable than the guide articles you read. They will happily impart their collective knowledge to you. The northeastern states were not very tourist friendly till about a few years ago. Very recently has tourism thrived and extended over the region. Hotels, lodges, retreats and high-end homestays will be available here like Taj, tea retreats and more. But hostels, cheap accommodation are not well established. Even if they are available, they are in nooks and crannies and it may be very difficult to hunt down. Homestays are anytime better. In fact, one of the best options for backpackers. For this, you need to do extensive research for the state you are visiting or probably ask the locals or a travel agency who might get in touch with agencies in that state. Traveling with a group of solo travelers could be a good option where you can have some company but also be by yourself. It is also a better option as permits can be easily extended to groups or people to restricted areas. It is definitely a unique way to travel and you need to experience this one. Travel Buddies is one such group which gets together for a destination and heads with solo travelers from various places. To get all the news updates, internal strife and bans are largely prevalent. You might get stuck in a particular region if you are not aware of the current scenario. It is always better to avoid controversial spots where you might get stranded, and as a solo traveler, try local everything from cuisines to clothing. The true way to travel to the Northeast is to live like the Northeasterns. Eat their food, dress like them, camouflage with the culture, and take part in their activities. Don't restrict yourself to conventional food, shopping, and travel. Go offbeat and do it their way. It's always best to indulge in their culture. Maybe get your hand on the Sikkimese bakhu, wear it and flaunt it. Eat their local cuisines like momo, bamboo fish, smoked pork, pitha, and other such dishes. Don't forget to indulge in the local liqueurs if you are fond of alcohol. They are certainly different, delicious, but sometimes extremely strong. So here are some tips to travel to the Northeast. They come in handy for both your solo and group travels. There are many things to keep in mind, but stick to this primarily. Keep a smile on your face when you head to these states and try to live as they do, and you will have a great stay.
Thanks for watching. Please subscribe and hit the bell icon.